Oh, it's been unbelievable what happened. I was sat there in the chamber, and it's been a remarkable achievement for Tynwald. I think, to me, what this represents, it's a significant milestone, because we started with a petition of redress on Tynwald Day in 2024. Now, that's led to the establishment of a select committee, and extensive evidence was gathered and a detailed report. And Tynwald has now endorsed the vast majority of our recommendations, and all this is aimed at improving support for children and young people with dyslexia, dyscalculia, dyspraxia and dysgraphia. So that is still our aim, but it's amazing what went through yesterday. I've got a big smile on my face still.
Because you were concerned, weren't you? Did you expect it to go this way?
I don't think we did, because we've been battling for so long. Some of us have been going since before 2024. I've been thinking last night, I've been at this since for 21 years. I've been fighting for better education with dyslexics. But are we happy with this outcome? Well, the answer, of course, is yes. But no report is likely ever to be adopted exactly as written, but the overall direction of travel is a positive one, and it represents a meaningful progress.
And forgive me, the minister's argument, the education minister's argument, was that their recommendations, the direction of travel was the same. She said we all have the same goal in mind, but hers presented something slightly more realistic. It seemed to be suggesting that if they went through as written by the committee, that her successor, whoever it may be standing there in a year's time saying, we've not been able to do it in this timeline. Did you pick up on any of the minister's comments? Do you think they were fair?
Well, I would like to emphasise that, we think that we've got to this position, but this is not the end of the journey, and the real test will be the implementation. And what we want to see is that families will see improvements in identification, support, training, accountability, and the outcomes over the coming years. But one of the reasons that I've got to thank the Select Committee for drafting it like they did is we want to come with a report. If that report in December says we're not making any headway, well, we've got to know why. And if it is down to funding or something else, we have to go why. We can't just turn around and say we can't do this in this time. What we're saying is give us a report, good or bad, and let's look at it. And then that's when we can see where we're going to get with this.
So better to be ambitious and get the ball rolling quicker, do you think?
I think we've got to get the ball rolling, because we can't allow children to keep carrying on suffering like they are suffering. And if there are reasons for this policy not to progress, we need to know. But the sooner we know, the sooner that we can identify why it's not going forward and what we have to do to get it to go forward.
What difference do you think this will make then? Mr. Callis has described it as game-changing. You yourself, Peter, you've told us that you've got dyslexia. How much of a difference do you think it would have made to your life if you'd had something like this growing up?
I don't want to go down into my personal, how it affected me. One of the ways that when I try to describe is, if you don't know you're dyslexic, it's a curse. If you know that you're dyslexic, it's a gift. Because once you find your strength and your superpowers, that's when things start changing around, and you stop looking at the negatives and stop thinking, well, I'm stupid and I'm not going to get on. And you start realising that, everybody's different, neurodiversity, everybody's on the spectrum somewhere. Whatever spectrum that you want to be, we're all on it somewhere. And it's just a case of, for young people, we don't want them with that attitude of, well, you can't learn, so you can't do. And this is a keystone of what we've been fighting for, is to give children the encouragement to, not everybody's the same. Find your strengths and work with them. And instead of having a label of not being able to do anything, we want the label of, well, if it's dyslexia, let's start looking at it.
Because you can imagine, can't you? If you're struggling and you don't know why, the impact that must have on your self-esteem. So just in terms of children's mental health, I suppose, it's got to be a positive, hasn't it?
Well, that is one of the reasons, that's one of the big drivers, and that's why we've had so many families getting in touch with us, and that's why I think, to a large degree, we've been so successful, because they've been coming to us and describing what it's like in the family and the effects that it's having, not just on the child and on the rest of the family. But I think Tynwald, we had some eloquent eloquent speakers. Joni Farragher, she spoke from the heart, and what she said, she's picked it up as well. She gets it. Laurie Hooper, he's picked it up. He gets it. So it's not just a case of, this is Department of Education and we're just going to keep doing what we've always done because we've always done it this way. We don't live in them worlds anymore. We can't say, there was a debate before ours, and they were talking about the Treasury. I mean, they've had 40 years of experience of doing things, and this is how we're going to carry on doing it. And sometimes you think, is it 40 years experience or 1 year's experience 40 times? And that's what happens sometimes in some of our institutions. We've got to break away from doing things as we've always done them and look at what the needs are. And these children have been suffering, so we really have got to implement this.
Peter, thank you for coming in and giving us your reaction. Couple minutes left, but I wondered what your message would be to the members yesterday and to the Department of Education going forward.
I think the Department of Education, I want to thank them for engaging with us, and they have, and it's been very important to us to have that engagement. And going forward, we would like to still have that engagement and look on the positive side of all this. I'm going to be really testing it. I've just got to shout out Julia Bell's done an amazing job. She really has. She's the one that's pulled it all together, and she's got so many people from so many diverse backgrounds. She's pulled us all together. I've really got a big shout out to her. But Renee, Emma, Claire, Lisa, Chrissy, Hales and Faye, it's not just one person. It's a group of such diverse people. And I also want to thank all those families that have supported us by coming up and giving them stories. It's really difficult to get people to do that, especially when we were talking in front of the committee. And I've obviously got to say to Rob Callister and to Anne Corlett and the rest of the team, they've done an amazing job. And I think Tynwald, everybody in Tynwald that voted for this, thank you so much.
Thank you for making it to the end of the Manx Radio Newscast. You are obviously someone with exquisite taste. May I politely suggest you might want to subscribe to this and a wide range of Manx Radio podcasts at your favourite podcast provider, so our best bits will magically appear on your smartphone. Thank you.